Many new players are probably concerned about gear system, so I'm going to provide some wisdom and general recommendations for what stats characters could use in the early game. Keep in mind, most of what I'm about to say will be temporary. As further you progress into the game, the better your understanding of what characters may need for the end game. There are 6 different types of gear. Similarly to the game Epic 7, there are 2 sides of gear, top 3 and bottom 3, or left and right. The top 3 have their main stats fixed, meaning it will only be flat attack, defense, and health in that order. The bottom 3 will mostly have random stats. The first of the bottom third, if you're going a damage dealer, make sure the main stat is crit chance. Otherwise, use HP percents for supports like Mika. For the second, if it's a damage dealer, match the element damage for that main stat. You can learn which is which by going to the stats page and pressing the element icon on the top right. If it's a support unit, use health percent as the main stat. For the last one, if it's a damage dealer, use attack percent, but if your damage dealer is a defense scaler like Calliope, Maribel, or Magna, make it defense percent. For supports like Mika, use ego recovery as the main stat. Okay, so far so easy, right? Here's a graphic you can screenshot and save for reference. Now, what about substats for each piece of gear? For now, you don't need to worry about that, as getting the main stats is already a huge buff to your team in the early game. But generally, if you played any RPG game, damage dealers want stuff like attack, crit chance, and crit damage, while supports want health, defense, and ego recovery. Extra damage applies to extra attacks only, like Hugo or Veronica. Just look for the card that says extra attack. Damage over time simply applies to agony, so like Trissa. Ego recovery just means you get your ego points faster when they use their cards. Please do not go too harshly on substats, don't be too nitpicky for the best stats, focus on the main stats first in the early game. For example, it's okay to have some damage substats on the main stat ego recovery. Okay, lastly, what about sets? The thing is, each hero has their own desired sets, so it's difficult to generalize. I might make a video separately tackling the most popular characters and the desired set, but I also do not own every hero, and so my opinion about this may be invalid. But what I can say is that support focus units do not have a good 4-piece set, so going 3 2-piece set is probably better. Just remember that same sets do not stack. I also know that damage dealers will want the 25% crit damage 2-piece set, and that units who have expensive cards want the 20% crit chance 4-piece set, like Charon and Calliope. Trissa obviously wants agony damage set, where Mei Ling, for example, wants passion set. Just remember, in my opinion, the main stats of the bottom 3 pieces are more valuable than having the perfect set. So running a missing set to get crit chance, for example, is okay for the early game. Sorry, one last thing. What about upgrading gear? Generally, you don't want to upgrade too much, as blue and green gear pieces are obviously going to be replaced by yellow gear later on. If you're planning to upgrade, prioritize right side or bottom 3 pieces of gear first. Especially for damage dealers, the crit chance main stat is very important. Anyways, that is it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know. Take care.